Dune is a very important science fiction book. However, book fans noticed something missing from the trailer. Any mention of the book's connection to Islam. The trailer even uses the phrase "A crusade is coming," which is a Christian term for a holy war. The book uses the word jihad, which is a key idea and word in the Dune series. But jihad is seen as negative, and Hollywood thinks Islam does not make money unless it is shown in a bad way. Dune is the second movie based on Herbert's book. It is set about 20,000 years in the future on the desert planet Arrakis. The story is about a war over a valuable substance called spice, which allows people to travel through space instantly. The native people of Arrakis, the Fremen, are treated badly because of this substance. The story starts when a new powerful family takes control of the planet, focusing on the deep sun Paul. The trailer's use of crusade hides the fact that the Dune books use many words from Arabic, Persian, and Turkish related to Islam. Words like Mahdi, Shahulud, Nokar are used throughout the story. Herbert said that he used these words partly from everyday Arabic to show readers that the story isn't happening now, but that things from our time have carried over to that distant future. He believed that language shapes how we think and is used by our minds, affecting how we experience time and place. He uses the language of Dune to show how, even 20,000 years in the future, when religion and language have changed a lot, there are still connections to Arabic and Islam because they are part of human history. If you look at the back of the Dune book in the section called The Religion of Dune, you will see that half of the 10 ancient creatures are clearly Islamic. Herbert also used words related to Islamic rulers in the Dune universe. The emperors are called Padishahs from Persian, their meeting room is called the Selamlik Turkish, and their soldiers have titles with Turkish, Persian, or Arabic origins like Sardokar, Qaid, and Bashar. Herbert's future shows Islam not as something separate from the past, but as part of the future at every level. The world of Dune is closely tied to its language, and as people have said online, not using that language in the movie's advertising is disappointing. Even jihad, an important idea in Herbert's world, is simplified and made Christian by calling it a crusade. Herbert himself used crusade to mean jihad a few times in the book, perhaps to make it easier for readers to understand, but while he seemed to consider crusade a type of jihad, many readers see it the other way around. It is easy to see why the word jihad is problematic. Even before the war on terror, it was associated with violence, but Herbert has understood that the term is complex in Islam. It basically means to struggle or try hard. This can be an internal struggle against evil, an external one against oppression, or even an intellectual pursuit of knowledge. Over the 1400 years of Islamic history, like anything in human history, the term has been used and misused. Frank Herbert's notes and papers show that his understanding of Islam, jihad, and the future is much more complicated than people think. His use of jihad deals with this complex tradition, both as a force to fight against the odds, whether against thinking machines or the empire itself, and as something uncontrollable. Herbert did not show jihad as simply good or bad. He used it to show how the idea of a messiah, along with the sometimes accompanying violent end of the world, changes the world in unpredictable ways. Writing in the 1950s and 60s, Herbert's idea of jihad was different from ours. It was inspired by Sufi-led jihads against French, Russian, and English imperialism in the 19th and mid-20th centuries. This Sufi influence is clear, where leaders' spiritual change, not just military victory, made their war legitimate. In Dune, Paul has to drink the water of life to enter what Dune calls Alam al-Mithal, a metaphysical realm where physical limits are gone. This unlocks part of his mind so he can become the Mahdi, the messianic figure who will lead the jihad. The language used for all of this comes from Sufism. Maybe the trailer's use of crusade is just marketing. Maybe the next upcoming movies can use the real word again. But the way people have reacted to the strong Muslim flavor in Dune shows Islamic's negative image in America. Many want to understand Dune by comparing it to the past because they think Islam belongs in the past. But who exists in the future shows who matters now. Author N.K. Jemisin points out that the idea that people of color and women will be drastically reduced in the future is a form of prejudice. Jemisin asks who get to be part of the future. When someone leaves people of color or Islam out of the future, they show their own biases. They reveal a worldview that accepts genocide and a clean future without the mess of the real world. That mess is other people who can't be controlled. Unlike many others, Herbert was willing to imagine a world not based on Western Christian mythology. It was clear even in the mid-20th century that the future would be influenced by Islam just because of population growth. This is even clearer today as the global Muslim population is becoming a quarter of humanity. But Herbert did not see Islam as a single-minded entity. He understood Islam as a big, complex, and often contradictory conversation. He knew that religions don't act, people do. And their religions, like their languages, change slowly over time. Herbert's future has many future Islam, similar to but different from the Islams of the past and present. Herbert avoided simple views of Islam because he did not believe in absolute truths. He said that the belief in absolutes is a characteristic of the West that negatively affects how it deals with crisis. He wrote that it leads the Western tradition to approach problems with the concept of absolute control. This desire for absolute control is what leads to hero worship, which he wanted to tear down in Dune. Herbert warned against repeating cliches, telling writers to question their assumptions about time, society, and religion. He encouraged them to be subversive, because science fiction lets you go beyond cultural norms that are prohibited by your society. Herbert should be recognized for exploring Islam and religion without simplifying them or turning them into cliches, but he also warned that if science fiction becomes too respectable, it will face new limits. It seems the subversive parts of his work, like his deep exploration of jihad, have been replaced by the Christian term crusade, at least for now. To make everything clear, Islam remains unchanged. Nobody can change it.